As I fled, I suddenly noticed the crevices along the seaside cliff were packed with students shivering in fear. Meanwhile, the sound of the killer firing shots echoed relentlessly from the cliff above. In order to stay alive, I tried to hide in the cracks, but my fellow fleeing classmates refused to let me in, because the criminal was right above us. Each additional person increased the risk of exposure, so they pushed me out. I had to step on the cold water to continue my escape. The screams of my classmates above the cliff meant more lives lost. I desperately wanted to find a hiding spot, but I couldn't find a single crevice to hide in. Every conceivable hiding place along the way had already been claimed by those who fled here first. After much struggle, I found a spot unoccupied, but when I looked up, this place was easy to spot. As the gunfire overhead grew closer, panic seized me. Losing my mind, I immediately stripped off my shoes, hoping to swim across the sea barehanded. But before the water reached my waist, I dared not advance, for the corpse floating on the surface proved beyond doubt that anyone attempting to swim away became the mountain killer's target. So I had to keep going with my feet in cold water, the killer's terrifying gunfire overhead. Soon my walking rhythm became distorted. I didn't even hear my friend Pete calling out. Turning back, I saw Pete gesturing for me to join his hiding spot. But no sooner had I crouched down than clear gunshots rang out overhead again. Clearly, the killer was now very close. We could only huddle together, clinging to each other, listening to the sounds of other classmates being shot down on the mountaintop. We prayed the killer would hurry away from here. But this wish was soon granted, because ahead, a large group of students had begun running in the opposite direction. Could the killer be chasing us from ahead? Two of my companions panicked. Without a second thought, they decided to flee with the others. I too wanted to join them in searching for my missing sister, but Pete beside me stopped me from running off. He said running in the sea now was too dangerous. We'd only become targets for the killer on the hilltop. Staying put was safer than aimless wandering. As the gunfire overhead grew louder, Pete suggested I sing a song to lighten the mood. I agreed to the idea and sat on the cliff's edge, singing to myself. But barely had I started when classmates above warned me to stop. The killer was directly overhead. Before I could react, the student above was shot dead. At that moment, the whole beach was filled with screams of pain.